Hey, brother. You wake up after a full night's sleep, but you still feel heavy. Your energy isn't there. Your legs drag a little on the morning walk, and in the bedroom, things just don't respond with the same strength and reliability they once did. You're not imagining it, and it's not just age. Welcome to Men's Health Wizard, the place where men over 50, men in their 60s and beyond, get straight, evidence-based guidance to reclaim rock-solid erections, lasting confidence, deep intimate connection, and the masculine vitality you refuse to surrender. Today we're talking about something almost no one mentions: how one simple, natural compound, bicarbonate, can quietly support stronger blood flow, better oxygen delivery, and firmer, more consistent performance, even after 50. Before we dive in, drop a quick comment and let me know where you're watching from. And if this hits home, hit that like button and subscribe. It helps this message reach more brothers who deserve to feel strong again. This video is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Always consult your doctor. Here's what most men never hear. Declining blood flow isn't mainly about clogged arteries or getting older. I talk to men every day who believe weaker erections, slower recovery, cold hands and feet, or fading stamina are the unavoidable price of passing 50. And I get it, it feels like the logical conclusion. Years add up, the body slows down. But what I've seen again and again tells a different story. Strong blood flow doesn't suddenly disappear overnight. It fades quietly, gradually, long before any major blockage shows up on a scan. The early signs are subtle. Hands and feet cooler than they used to be. Legs tiring faster on stairs or walks. Erections that take longer or don't hold the same firmness. Workouts that don't deliver that full pump anymore. Mental fog that lingers even after coffee. These aren't random complaints. They're the first whispers that circulation is no longer performing at its peak. Healthy blood flow depends on 3 interconnected systems working in harmony. Nitric oxide, the natural signal that tells vessels to open. Vessel flexibility, the ability of those walls to actually relax and widen. Your body's internal pH environment, the chemical balance that determines how well everything else functions. Most men only ever hear about nitric oxide boosters. Very few doctors mention the other two. Because here's the truth. Nitric oxide can be present in abundance, but if the vessel walls are stiff and the internal environment is off, the signal gets ignored. It's like sending a strong text message to a phone that's on silent. The message arrives, but nothing happens. As we move past 50, several everyday factors quietly shift the body toward a more acidic internal state. Higher protein intake, without enough alkaline minerals. Ongoing stress that keeps cortisol running high. Sleep that's decent, but not deep enough for full repair. Low-grade inflammation that never fully resolves. None of these feel dramatic alone, but together, over years, they create a bloodstream environment that makes blood vessels less responsive. When things drift even mildly acidic, vessels don't relax fully. They stiffen, not blocked, just tighter. Nitric oxide calls, but the response is only partial. Blood flow to the extremities weakens. Oxygen delivery drops. Muscles, including the ones critical for strong erections, fatigue sooner. That's why many men get told, your labs look fine, yet they still feel far from fine. Pills can boost nitric oxide. They can lower pressure numbers, but they rarely restore the internal environment the vessels live in every single day. It's like revving a powerful engine in a car with stiff suspension. You get noise and speed on paper, but the ride still feels rough. This is where bicarbonate comes in, not as some trendy supplement, but as one of your body's primary natural defenders against excess acidity. Your kidneys and lungs manage bicarbonate every second to keep your blood in the narrow pH range needed for peak function. When demand outpaces supply, which becomes more common after 50, circulation is one of the first systems to feel it. On-screen text: bicarbonate equals body's natural pH buffer. B-roll: close-up of healthy blood vessels dilating V stiff ones. Bicarbonate doesn't just sit in your pantry for occasional heartburn relief. Inside your body it plays two critical roles for strong blood flow and performance. First, it neutralizes metabolic acids produced by exercise, stress, protein breakdown, and inflammation, keeping the environment friendly for vessel relaxation. Second, it helps transport carbon dioxide out of working tissues, so fresh oxygen can move in efficiently. When that exchange slows, tissues get less oxygen, fatigue hits faster, and the smooth muscle needed for firm erections doesn't get the fuel it needs. In a balanced environment, red blood cells release oxygen easily to muscles and organs, including the ones that matter most in intimacy. In a mildly acidic environment, oxygen clings tighter, delivery drops, and performance suffers. Blood vessels sense these changes long before any lab test flags a problem. They respond within hours to shifts in bicarbonate availability. That's why supporting this natural buffer can make a noticeable difference in how strong and responsive you feel, often before anything else shows measurable change. But here's where most men trip up and unintentionally block the very benefit they're chasing. The biggest mistake: taking bicarbonate with heavy meals. When you do that, it gets used up neutralizing stomach acid for digestion, instead of reaching the bloodstream where circulation needs it. Another common error: megadosing. More isn't better. Too much at once overwhelms the gut, causes bloating or discomfort, and the body flushes the excess before it can help vessels. Constant daily use without breaks can also backfire. Your body regulates its own natural production, reducing long-term effectiveness. Timing matters. Insulin spikes and hydration levels affect how bicarbonate moves into tissues. Taking it on an empty stomach, well hydrated, yields far better systemic results. And always safety first. If you have kidney issues, high blood pressure, or take certain medications, talk to your doctor before adding any buffering support. When used strategically, modest amounts, proper timing, cycled use. Many men report warmer hands and feet, better workout recovery, and noticeably stronger, more reliable bedroom performance. But bicarbonate alone doesn't create blood flow. It prepares the ground. The real trigger, the switch that tells vessels to open wide, comes from movement and proper breathing. Muscle contraction sends the strongest natural nitric oxide signal in your body. Every step you take, every light resistance rep, every deep breath through the nose tells nearby vessels, open up, we need more blood now. Walking, especially brisk daily walks, is one of the most powerful circulation tools available to men over 50. Gentle, joint-friendly, and profoundly effective at stimulating nitric oxide and improving vessel responsiveness. Nasal breathing during movement multiplies the benefit. Your sinuses produce extra nitric oxide that mouth breathing completely bypasses. Add in good hydration, quality sleep, and foundational minerals like magnesium and potassium, and the environment becomes ideal for vessels to do what they were built to do. When the internal chemistry is supportive, and you give the body the activation signal through movement, circulation often improves faster than you'd expect. And if you're sitting there thinking, brother, have I waited too long? Let me speak directly to that fear. It is not too late. Not at 55, not at 65, not even at 75. Your blood vessels are living tissue. They remain capable of adaptation at any age. I've watched men in their late 60s and 70s experience faster, more dramatic improvements than guys decades younger, simply because their systems had been quietly deprived for so long that restoring balance created a surge of response. You are not broken. Your body didn't fail you. It adapted to years of stress, acidity, poor recovery, and suboptimal signals, and that adaptation kept you going. But adaptation is not permanent. Change the signals and physiology follows. When the internal environment becomes supportive again, when nitric oxide signals are answered fully, warmth returns. Stamina climbs. Mental clarity sharpens. And yes, erections become firmer, more consistent, more spontaneous. This isn't about turning back the clock. It's about removing the quiet resistance that's been holding you back and letting your body operate the way it still knows how. There is deep masculine dignity in taking ownership of your health. Wanting strong blood flow, reliable performance, and confident intimacy isn't vanity, it's responsibility. To yourself, to your partner, to the legacy you're building. You don't need extreme diets or punishing routines. You need clear understanding and steady, respectful action. So here's your simple, powerful framework. Move daily, 20-30 minutes of brisk walking. Light resistance work 2-3 times per week. Breathe through your nose, especially during movement. Stay well hydrated, water early and often. Consider strategic, doctor-approved bicarbonate support on an empty stomach, modest doses, cycled. Prioritize deep sleep and mineral-rich foods. Small, consistent steps, massive compounded results. Brother, you deserve to wake up energized, to feel strong blood flow supporting every part of your life, to step into intimacy with full confidence and power. If this spoke to you, drop your city or country in the comments right now. I read every one. Hit like if you're ready to take action. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss guidance built specifically for men like us. And share this with a brother or your partner, because no man should face this alone. Stay proactive, stay confident, and stay blessed. I'll see you in the next one.